Hello, welcome to Reading Success Academy. I'm Paula Smith, and in this lesson, we're going to be working with some first grade level words. We're going to work with the words that have a short a short O sound. So they're all going to have the ah sound in them. But the ah sound is spelled two different ways in these words. We have AW words and AU words. So you'll want to have two colored pencils and a regular pencil and a sheet of writing paper so you can follow along with the lesson. And at the end, if you're interested in the rest of the list and the worksheets, just send me a message and I can get those out to you right away. All right, we are going to get right into the lesson here. I'm going to show you how to set up your paper first. There we go. All right, so you're going to have two different columns on your paper. You're going to have your, oops, I need to make sure I have the right thing on there. Okay. You're going to have your AU words on one side and your AW words on the other. There we go. All right. And you're going to use two different colors for those. You're going to write AU on one side and put a line under it, AW on the other with a different color. And once you have those set up, we're ready to jump into our first word. Let me get my markers over here. And I'm going to have my columns match yours. Put AU over here and AW over here. Now there are only two sounds in this word. We have and ah, paw. So when we have two letters make one sound, we're going to have to hold this sound a little bit longer to show that we have two letters that represent one sound. So we're going to start out with our regular pencil and we're going to say P. And then we're going to switch to, I'm going to switch to blue. You can pick any colors you like here though. And we're going to hold that ah sound while we write both of these letters. Ah, and then underline your ah. And we do that just so that we remember that it takes two letters to make that one sound. Paw. All right, now we're going to take a look at our next word. Now, this word is pause, and it sounds a lot like paw, right? But pause means to stop something temporarily before you start it back up again. So we're going to spell it a little differently too. Now, there's actually three sounds in this word. There's p, ah, s, pause. In this word, these two letters work together to make a z sound. And that's very common. You'll hear it like in the word lose as well. That SE is a z sound in the word lose. So since there's three sounds, we're going to hold this sound and this sound as we write this one. Grab your regular pencil and write. You're saying the sounds as you write the letters because we want to use as many of our senses as possible so we can learn the information faster and hold on to it a little bit longer. We want to remember it longer. All right, so we have p. What's the next sound you hear in pause? We hear ah. So we're going to say ah, holding that sound while we write both of those letters. And then we're going to go back to regular pencil and say zzz. And we're going to group those two letters together like that. So we have our three sounds, p, ah, z, pause. All right. We're going to clean this word up just a little bit here, and then we're going to go on to our next word. Now we have haul. There are three sounds in this word. Ah, all. And to haul something means to move something either big or very heavy, it could be both, from one place to another. We're going to put this one in our AU column, starting out with your regular pencil and say each sound as you write the letters. Switch to the color that you chose. Ah, underline that ah sound and switch to your pencil again. Oh, hall. Hope you're doing all right following along. We're going to move on to our next word, which is straw. Now, this word has three consonants that we blend together when we're reading it. So the sounds in straw are s, t, r, ah, four sounds. Make sure that you say each one of those sounds clearly as you're writing this word. A lot of people will just group all these together and say stir. And if you do that, you can make an error. Now, I'm going to put this in red so you know that you don't want to do this when you're writing this word. So this is a bad example. You do not want to say stir. Ah. Do you see what happened? Since I said all the sounds while I was writing this letter, I left out the other two. So instead of doing that, in fact, let's just get rid of all that. I don't like to have bad examples up here. We're going to put it in our AW column and we're going to say s, t, r, and then hold that ah sound. Ah, straw. Underline that ah. All right, now that you have the hang of this, you could be able to finish out the rest of this list. There are 10 words in this list. We also have yawn and launch, like we're taking off, fault, thaw. And in this word, we have two letters that make one sound here. There are only two sounds in thaw, just th and ah. And then we have dawn. The first thing in the morning when the sun comes up is dawn. And vault, a place where you would store something that's very valuable. And then we have a couple of bonus words. We have August and crawl. Now, let me go back to August for just a second. In August, this word has two chunks, meaning there are two vowel sounds in it. So you'll want to do this one chunk at a time. So when I'm working on August, I would go in my AU column. I would say, ah, and then I put an I stopper in. And this just helps you break up the word a little bit more so you're not trying to focus on the whole word all at once. And now we're going to say gust. G, s, t, gust. That was terrible looking. All right. Let me go ahead and clear that one off. And remember that when you are doing those bonus words, you want to make sure you're still saying each sound as you write the letters, but you just want to do one chunk at a time. Now, I'm going to show you something I like to do with the words for extra practice. Let's go back up here. We have a little bit more room. Oh yeah, right here. This would be good. All right. Now, with those AU words and your AW words, you can cross over them. I call them crisscross words. So take the color that you chose for your AU words, and we're going to make it the letters cross over each other. We're going to say, let's do hall first. We're going to do ha, ah, ooh. So kind of going upward there. And then I'm going to do pause. So I'm going to write ah, and since the U's already there, we'll put the rest of it over here. Z, pause. So we're crossing over the shared letters in the word. Now, if we're going to do some AW words, we could have them just come together at the end. Like if you wanted to do paw, ah, and then we could have straw come down into it. S, t, r, ah, straw. So there's just some fun ways that you can practice your words in different shapes. Another thing I like to do is make sailboat words. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a different color here. I think I'm going to do the word, well, let's stick with straw. Since there are those consonant blends at the beginning of it, I want to make sure that you're saying each sound separately. So we're going to make a sailboat word from this. We're going to say S. Then we're going to write that letter again right underneath it. S, and write the next sound. T, and then repeat that. S, t, and then add the next sound, which is R. And then we're going to continue on. Do what we have so far. S, t, R, ah. And then we're going to finish it. Get that second letter for that ah sound in here. So we're building this word out one sound at a time, one letter at a time, I should say. There we go. And it forms the shape of a right triangle, which looks like a sail of a sailboat. So I'm going to outline that, and you can do this too if you like, or you can just use that shape for practice because it's just fun to keep adding on those letters until you have it finished. And if you want, you can add the boat that goes with it down here. I'm not a great artist. Usually my students laugh at me at this point because I'm not very good at this. And I've never been sailing before. So I know that if the sail attaches, I just don't know exactly where. I'm just going to put it here. And maybe if you know exactly where it's supposed to go, you can send me a message and let me know. I can make some better sailboats that way. And then you can add in some other words if you like and add some different colors. Maybe you want to practice the word launch because this boat had to launch in order to go sailing, right? So we can write launch. Oh, ah, launch. And you can add some water here. You can put it out there in the ocean, or maybe it's on a lake. And then you can put some waves out here. Hope those are showing up well for you. And then I'm gonna get a little bit skinnier marker here. And I'm going to write some of those other words in here. Let's do paw. Ah, and we can do haul. Oh, notice I'm saying the sounds as I write the letters. It's a great habit for you to get into. And let's see, we could do another ah word. We can do vault. V, ah, ooh, t, vault. And since it's summertime when this boat's out there, we could do August. We'll do the first chunk on this line or this part of the wave. Ah. And then we could put the second chunk over here. Gust. G. Uh, s, t. And you can just kind of make up a little story if you'd like of your sailboat. Maybe you've made your sailboat out of straw, which means it's probably not going to stay afloat for very long, is it? Even if you had a really good launch. And maybe you use your straw sailboat to haul a bunch of vaults around. Doesn't sound like a really good plan. I can't imagine it would stay afloat like that, but it makes a fun, silly story and it helps you remember which words are on your list. All right, my friends, we're going to wrap it up here. And I'm going to do a second grade lesson with you tomorrow. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can be on live with my next lesson. I'll see you later. Bye.